What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and a new accidental leak has honestly has me very concerned. Very concerned, because if it had not been for this tiny mistake where a record was unsealed by mistake, we wouldn't even know about this. There are several terms that if you search for them on Google, you could be locked up for it. At minimum, it puts you on a list where the federal government is watching you. This is absolutely bananas. This is also, again, only available now by accident. So who knows how long it's been going on, what the actual updated list of terms. I have a list of the terms that were on this leak. There are certainly more. And this is some seriously messed up stuff. Before I get into that list, though, huge shout out. Sponsors are very important to this channel. Huge shout out to Raid Shadow Legends. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor. That's right, it's your boy, Raid Shadow Legends. Look, Raid is available on both mobile devices and PC. You're at home, you're bored, you have a phone. What do? You play Raid Shadow Legends. You're in the middle of the ocean. You have 3 days of food and a phone. What do? You play Raid Shadow Legends. And their end game is getting better every single day. Every great game has some serious challenges waiting at the end. Something you can really dig your teeth into if you want to master it. Well, in Raid Shadow Legends, that end game is the Doom Tower, and it's one heck of a ride. This huge tower is basically a giant prison. This whole prison thing, it worked out pretty well for a long time, but now that Sirith is back, leaking back into the world, the Doom Tower isn't holding together like it used to. Fortunately, the Arbiter sends people like you and me to go inside and crack a few heads. If you want the best weekly rewards, join a clan and fight the clan boss. Want to know the fastest way to level up your champions? Well, that's through farming the campaign. You'll grind XP and get loads of silver and a few artifacts at the same time. And this month, the Raid's got a non-stop schedule of activities, including an absolutely jam-packed Halloween lineup towards the end of the month. Tournaments against other players, special fragment events to get some brand new legendary champions. And if you want to get an even bigger head start, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan the QR code right here. New players will get an epic hero, Chinoru, who's amazing in the Doom Tower, by the way, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get into the game. You'll find extra rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Once you're in, you can find me under the name Colt's Dad, and if you're fast, you can join my clan. It's that easy. Click the link in the description, and I'll see you in game. Hey, check out the game. Use the link in the description or pinned comment below. It supports the channel, and the game's pretty fun. I recommend giving it a try. Now, accidental leak reveals US government has secretly worked with Google on keyword warrants to identify anybody searching for a certain names, addresses, and phone numbers. The US government is using keyword warrants to uncover the identity of anyone who searches Google and other search engines for certain search terms that may be related to a crime. Maybe related. The controversial practice, which is already drawing civil liberties concerns about sweeping government overreach, was revealed on Tuesday in, quote, accidentally unsealed documents obtained by Forbes. Leave a like on this video right now. Click the share button on this video right now. People need to know about this. If you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button. This is a big deal. Keyword warrants, which have been secretly employed for at least several years, are drawing backlash as many argue they violate individuals' constitutional protections against unreasonable search and seizure. I would 100% agree with that. Trawling through Google's search history database enables police to identify people merely based on what they might have been thinking about for whatever reason at some point in the past. Jennifer Granick, Surveillance and Cybersecurity Counsel at the American Civil Liberties Union. This is thought policing. This is arresting people or surveilling people who may just have questions about certain things. This never-before-possible technique threatens First Amendment interests and will inevitably sweep up innocent people, especially if the keyword terms are not unique and the time frame is not precise. To make matters worse, police are currently doing this in secret, which insulates the practice from public debate and regulation. However, Google has defended their decision to respond to keyword warrants and claims that they protect users when doing so. As with all law enforcement requests, we have a rigorous process designed to protect the privacy of users while supporting the important work of law enforcement. I'm sure they only make this request when absolutely needed. Definitely wouldn't be used against their political adversaries. I'm sure that would never happen. The federal government claims the scope of the warrants is limited, which allegedly avoids implicating innocent people who search for specific terms by happenstance. I don't believe you. The government says that they're not overusing their powers? Well, I'm sure why would they lie about that? It's just like another version of the headline. FBI investigates itself, finds it did nothing wrong. The federal government claims the scope of the warrants is limited. However, officials have not publicly disclosed how often they use keyword warrant requests or the number of users whose data has been turned over by private tech companies. Forbes reported that only a handful of keyword warrant requests have been made public. Hey, by the way, I'm going to give like an informal shout out here to any VPN out there. I have my sponsored one. I'll put their link in the description as well. But dang, use a VPN. The most sweeping was a keyword hunt for somebody who was leaving, putting things that went boom in the mail. The order served on Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft demanded the handover of IP and account information for anyone who searched for a range of terms related to making such an item. The two people who, I don't need to go through all that. Here's some of the feedback. Another important thing to worry about with the keyword warrants is secrecy. This warrant was unsealed by mistake. But what if it weren't? Would anyone even know this technique is being used, or how often, or what data the government got, or where the information even is now? This from the NYCLU. Blanket warrants such as reverse location and reverse keyword warrants circumvent constitutional checks on police surveillance. Law enforcement shouldn't have broad access to tracking data. Warrants must be narrowly targeted, specific, and based on probable cause. The most recent was in 2019 in Wisconsin, where he was believed to having done something bad. In an attempt to catch the person, the FBI asked Google to provide them with information on anyone who had searched the girl's name and 2 spellings of her mother's name and her address over a 16-day period. Anybody. Google provided the government with the requested data, relevant Google accounts, and IP addresses. In the mid-2020s, it's unclear how many users were included in the report. The government also asked Google to provide data on anyone who had searched for the address of somebody who was involved in R. Kelly's trial. A third instance, in 2017, a judge signed a warrant requesting tech giant provide information on anyone in a city. Cybersecurity experts have raised concern over keyword warrants because they are a type of search traffic which are effectively phishing expeditions. You mean to tell me that if you were, up late at night and maybe you were searching for some saucy things, maybe you were just curious about how these things that go boom get made, right? And you were doing, you mean to tell me that you wouldn't suddenly be on a surveillance list? I don't believe that. They fear that allowing keyword warrants will set a precedent for breaching the Fourth Amendment protection against unreasonable search. Privacy experts also speculate that keyword searches could impact freedom of speech because users may fear that their information will be provided to the government based on what they search for. The revelation of sweeping federal warrants drew swift condemnation from privacy advocates and civil liberty groups. Blanket warrants such as reverse location and reverse keyword. Oh, I already hit that one. Law enforcement shouldn't be able to do this. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security, both of whom are said to utilize keyword warrants, did not immediately respond. This is actually bonkers. This is actually absolute nuttery. I mean, there are reasonable reasons to search up how these things are made or how these things work, or how what if you're just searching, hey, I found this thing that looks like it might be dangerous. I want to research, this, right, and figure it out. Or the local news. Let's say you live in a city, right? And one of these things goes boom in your city and you start doing research about it. Now you got the FBI knocking at your door. It's absolute insanity. Make sure you use a VPN. And I don't know if even that would be enough. I mean, if you're searching for, I guess I would understand why they want this data, but they just can't have it. This is just an insane breach of the Fourth Amendment. And honestly, I'm not shocked at all, but people need to know. So definitely, if you haven't yet, leave a like on this video, leave a comment, share it out there. Absolute insanity. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hopefully.